The next question comes from Eric Skoogland, and he asks, who is more valuable to their team, Holiday for the Phillies or Lincecum for the Giants?
Now, this is so reminiscent of an earlier question we had on the show when we had the Maurer-Pujols discussion.
Correct.
But you have to remember that it's not who is the better pitcher, it is who is more valuable to the team. I think it would be hard to argue that Lincecum is not more valuable to the Giants simply because he does not have the support that Holiday has. There are not three amazing pitchers on the Giants that they can just sort of start at will and, maybe you'll face Hamels, maybe you'll face Holiday. It doesn't matter. You might face Jonathan Sanchez on the Giants, who did really well holding down the fort when Lincecum was finding his form. But I think overall, you have to take the 5'11", 170-pound Lincecum over the 6'6" Holiday, as strange as that may seem. But if you're going to look at who is more essential to the team, it's got to be Lincecum.
Right, and this is almost a historic moment on the show because I completely agree with Morgan. Eric S., Lincecum is more valuable to his team. You talked about the pitching staff. You talked about the depth. The Phillies are just a better overall team. If Lincecum was not on the Giants, they would have a much harder time winning games. Whereas if Holiday wasn't on the Phillies, I still am confident that they are one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. So more valuable to their team. Morgan's right. It's Lincecum. I can't believe that just happened.
Well, and if you want to go even deeper with the argument, who had the better pitching performance?
That is a tough
no-hitter,
question.
the 14 strikeouts by Lincecum. I think I would take either of the players to start my team.
It's hard. It's hard to try to one-up a no-hitter, though, especially only the second time in playoff history. So.
All right, fourth question. Obviously, the most essential we're going to ask in this MLB.
Of course.
Nikki K asks, whose uniforms are the cutest in the playoffs?
I got this question, and the research was ridiculous. Trying to go through each of these teams and pick out what I thought was the cutest uniform. Okay, just kidding. I really didn't do that much research at all. It's a hard question for me. I'm going to take a little history here and tell you that the Yankees, maybe not the cutest uniforms, but the most interesting uniforms. If you didn't know this, in the mid-1930s, that's when the pinstripes happened. And you want to know why? Do you know why, Morgan?
I don't know why, Andrew.
It's because they had this certain player. His name was Babe Ruth, and he might have been a little bit overweight. So the pinstripes were instituted to make him look a little bit slimmer. So when you're trying to make your uniform about your players, that's love right there. And so I don't know if that means they have the cutest uniforms, but I respect the Yankees for why they have pinstripes. As far as cutest, Morgan, this is definitely a question out for you. I'm very interested to see what you have to say.
I think it's all about what catches the eye, and as much as the Yankees are historical, you got to look at what's the most flashy, what's the most crisp and clean. All about the Rangers. Those red uniforms, the blue script, looks great. Though the Rays definitely give them a run for the money with the sort of getting that logo in there a little more. Rangers look sharp. I think it's sad to see one of those two uniforms going out very soon.
I think we can both agree that the Braves have very boring uniforms.
The Braves are definitely blah.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Well, that's all the time Andrew and I have. But when we come back, we welcome NBA analysts Maddie Glab and William Joy to talk about early action on the court. Stay tuned.